Justice
Thank you
Carpio,
for being here again.
Justice Carpio, we'll dive straight into it. I won't ask you about China's actions. I think everybody understands the context of our first line of questions for you today. I want to ask you about government's response. How would you assess how the DFA and government has been responding to this?
Well, I think the diplomatic protest lodged by the DFA is correct. That's the first thing we should do. But I think we should not stop there because we know China will just ignore that. We have to do something more. And the options are either we bring this issue to an arbitral tribunal at The Hague under UNCLOS, or we send our patrols there. I would hope for the first one. We should file a complaint with an UNCLOS tribunal because Julian Felipe Reef is part of our exclusive economic zone. And when China's use it as a parking area, they're actually occupying it and seizing it. They're not exercising freedom of navigation because they're not navigating. They're staying put, claiming it as their own.
Okay, now zooming.
But does The Hague have enforcement powers over China? I mean, we have seen how China has ignored the ruling, the arbitral ruling, and that The Hague has really so far not been able to do anything about it, not because it doesn't want to, but because it really can't, right? So what's the difference between what we're asking for now and what they have done?
The UNCLOS tribunals have no enforcement powers, but they're very persuasive. Our arbitral award is now being used by the US, UK, France, Canada, India, Japan, and soon Germany and Netherlands will join in conducting freedom of navigation and overflight operations in the South China Sea. They say under the ruling, 25% of the South China Sea are high seas. The high seas belong to mankind. We can fish here, we can sail here. And around the high seas of the South China Sea are the exclusive economic zones, including the West Philippine Sea, which is the exclusive economic zone of the Philippines. So they sail. And every time they do that, and they do that frequently, almost every 45 days, they actually enforce the ruling. They're telling China, this is not yours. Under the ruling, this is the exclusive economic zone of the Philippines, the West Philippine Sea, and under international law, under UNCLOS, we can sail here, we can conduct naval drills. So they are actually enforcing the ruling for us. Almost every 45 days, they do that. So, and that is why up to now, China cannot claim the waters within the 9-dash line as its own because there is a very strong pushback from the naval powers of the world, and the naval powers of the world are actually using that ruling. That's why I'm saying we should help. We should join the naval powers of the world. But of course, this government doesn't want to do that. So another ruling would strengthen our legal basis and the legal basis of the entire world community to push back China.
How are you looking at the U.S. government on account of this? Do you think that their statement of condemnation is strong enough? And do you think, more importantly, they will follow up on whatever statements they have issued on this issue?
I think this time they know that they have to show strength. They have to show that they are a good ally. So that statement was strong, and the test of that is if we send a Coast Guard there, vessel or a Navy ship, and if it is attacked by China, we can invoke the Mutual Defense Treaty. But I don't think China will ever fire, because the last thing that China wants is to give the US a legal excuse to intervene in the South China Sea dispute. And that's why our ship in Ayungin Shoal, dilapidated, cannot sail anymore, but we still carry that as an active ship in our Navy. China does not touch it. because the moment it touches Sierra Madre, BRP Sierra Madre, we can invoke the treaty and China will have a big problem in their hands. So they're just waiting for that BRP Sierra Madre to collapse, and it's about to collapse because it's rusty already.
Yes, sir. Sir, you mentioned two options that are available to us. One, of course, is yung bringing it up to the arbitral tribunal, and you are recommending that. And the other one is sending a patrol.
Yes,
I'm wondering lang po, what could be an immediate relief? Kasi even if you bring it to a tribunal, it will take a year or two before we get any relief. So at least even if you do make a filing now, at least for the next few months, how can we get some relief from what is happening there?
well,
Just to
even
make sure
if
that
we
they don't really put in any anchors.
you have to understand, even if we send our biggest ship to Julian Felipe Reef, they will not leave that area. So we should file just a case, keep it burning there, put the pressure legally on China, and until the world will tell China, or China will lose face. If we send a warship there, China will not move. So better file a case and reserve that action of sending the warship as a third option. Now, if the president is really brave, he can send the warship, let it be fired upon, and invoke the treaty. But of course, I'm not recommending that. I'm recommending the legal route because I think that is where we are strong.